West Coast gang members and rappers are really upset at DJ Akademiks for going on stream and saying this about the West Coast and about the rap culture currently on the West Coast.
Kendrick has gotten to a place where he feels so above the fray and everybody supports it. That's what I think is wrong with the West Coast. No one actually thinks Kendrick walks on earth. They treat him like he's Jesus. He does the pop out. Well, if he's going to do the pop out and this is all about, because this is a really selfish, I think he's a selfish artist.
I'm hearing you. Now, you're not wrong in some aspects. I still live on the West Coast. I still got my place on the West Coast, okay, in LA. I'm a LA resident, well, LA County. So I can tell you better than probably anybody can tell you, okay? Yeah, West Coast culture is D-Roding culture, okay? They D-Rod who hot, okay? Right? A West Coast dude will call a 7-year-old big homie if the 7-year-old got some motion. That's just how they operate. So you're not wrong in that regard, okay? They treat Kendrick Lamar like Jesus. But if we being fair and consistent, if the West Coast is D-Rodding Kendrick Lamar, and if it's a problem of how the West Coast is treating Kendrick Lamar, then what is Toronto doing to Drake? How do Toronto treat Drake? Bruh, didn't the mayor literally give Drake the keys to like her operation building? Didn't Drake get the literal keys to the towers that the mayor is? So if Kendrick Lamar gets treated like Jesus, then Drake get treated like God in Toronto. So I feel like both these people get treated very identical, right, in their particular region. You can argue that both these people have done the same amount for the artists in their particular region, right? Like Kendrick Lamar dropped GNX, put a bunch of West Coast artists on GNX. You could look at features like when Drake did Wagwan Delilah. Wagwan Delilah was from a dude with 3,000 followers on Instagram. Drake gave him a verse, right? So they both do similar things for artists in their region, and they both get treated the same. But when it comes to Drake, it's not a problem. But when it comes to Kendrick, it's a problem. And that's where I have to say, we got to be consistent here. If it's a problem of how West Coast treat Kendrick, then we got to make it a problem of how Toronto treat Drake. Because both these regions be D-Rodded.
Every artist comes out to support him. He does the music video. Every artist comes to support. By the way, he could have done these things by himself. He didn't need to invite other people, but it looked better when the whole coast is rocking with you. All for the battle to end, and he's not supported one artist. He won't tweet something out. These dudes are flopping left and right. Name a West Coast artist that hasn't flopped. Even the verse is flopped. Everybody's flopping. Kendrick is the only one thriving. And that's the problem about the West Coast to me. I look at it, I'm like,
I think what Ack means when he says the West Coast is flopping, he means a specific region in LA, right? I think what Ack means is South Central and Compton, they flopping. I don't think Ack means the West Coast, because if we look at the West Coast, Larry June just dropped the project. Larry June outsold Rick Ross. Larry June was not anticipated to do those numbers, but he did it. So Larry June just had a pretty successful first week. Larry June is from the West Coast. Tyler, the Creator, dropped an album not too long ago. A year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago? And Tyler, the Creator, had the #1 project in the world. Sold, I think, 300,000 copies first week. Tyler is from the West Coast. He's from LA. So I think what Ack means is a very specific region, South Central and Compton. Because we could sit here and just name people if we're talking about the West Coast. We could name Doja Cat. She's from the West Coast. She's actually from LA, I believe. She got hits as of lately. Tyler, obviously. Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign just peaked at number 25, I think, this year with the Mac Miller record. So, South Central and Compton, not the West Coast, right? EBK J-Bo was the hottest underground artist before he got arrested. And EBK J-Bo, right, had a guaranteed locked-in spot on a XXL freshman list before he got arrested. He was already a shoo-in. He did his interview already. They already picked him. And then he got arrested.
Y'all could keep acting fake, but it kills y'all down deep down low, right? At least, not to make this a Drake Kendrick thing, but I guess I got to. At least you gonna see Drake at the World Cup with Sexy Red. He gonna give her a verse. He gonna try to make sure she's afloat out here. Kendrick utilized all the goddamn Infinity Stones. He supports not one artist. And you know what everybody says? He don't got to. Nah, that's not. He don't got to. He's he goes away. He does his own thing. And I look at that and I'm like, this is hip hop music, people. From the Lil Durks to the Meek Mills to like countless amount of rappers, we've all seen them complain about, yo, I support you. You don't support me. Remember when Meek used to get online saying, Wale ain't tweet my album out? Remember when Dirk used to be like, yo, these guys ain't support me? So I think these are scared of Kendrick. You're telling me none of y'all could be like, yo, bro, like I came to the pop out, I'm over here crip walking, like blood walking, doing all this. You can't like, yo, I'm selling like 13K first week, bro. Like, yo, you can't give me a tweet, a shout out, a throw up on the story, nothing. That's where I always found the West Coast to be. It's like either they're scared of Kendrick to just kind of hold him accountable of some, like, you know, yo, bro, like you can support other artists. Like, what's up? You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to game, it's a little bit different.
I'm torn. I'm really torn. And here's why I'm torn. The pop-up point is a great point, but it kind of works both ways. So on one hand, you can hear somebody saying, yo, Dot, everybody came out, they lend their support to you, they made you look like the biggest. Like when you on stage in the middle of a sea of red, you got the Crips around you, you feel me? You got the Pyrus around you, the Bloods around you, every popping rapper in the city around you, like they exalting you, and you on the world stage and the world is seeing that, that raises your stock, right? That makes you look good. In turn, help them out too. But that's the other argument, which is, well, I did help them. Yo, Amazon had about like 3 million people watching this live. I had them come out and perform whatever records they wanted to perform. They performed it. Kalen performed it. Yo, everybody performed at the pop-out. So if I gave them an audience of 3 million people live, and I put some of them on an album, GNX, gave them #1 records, how much more do I have to do? Yeah, the pop-up helped me, but it also helped them because they got to perform at the pop-up. So it goes both ways, but ultimately I do believe the pop-up did indeed benefit Kendrick Lamar more than it benefited anybody else. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it was his moment, and I do think Kendrick has done enough, right? Because if we're now saying that because they popped out for me and they showed up at the pop-out and they danced with me on stage, I now am like forever indebted to them for life? I don't think so, bro. Now that's too much. I gave y'all the pop-out look. I gave y'all GNX, oh, right? I show love. What else? Now I'm not indebted anymore, right? I'm not indebted, right? So in that regards, in terms of Kendrick owning him anything, no.
So, you know, they all want to keep the peace, but that's why I got to thank to Stat Quo. He kind of woke it up. Like, yo, it's not all peace over here. They're all begging at the feet of Kendrick Lamar, the only guy with clout. And it's crazy. I love you guys on the West Coast, but y'all got zero motion. Like, there's nothing going on over there. It's a bunch of floppers. Like, y'all all flopping. Like, there's nothing going on but Kendrick. Yo, put it like this. The hottest thing after Kendrick on the West Coast right now is an AI song. Let's think about that one. It's not thriving. Okay? Watch the party die. He watched the coast die. That's what happened. Atlanta's, you know, they're kind of up and down. You know, Florida going to be Florida. You know, drill going to be drilling in Chicago. You know, New York is always bouncing around, right? But when it comes to the West Coast, dead. And they don't want to admit that. Completely dead. It was interesting. Everybody was having this hoorah about Game and YG doing the verses. YG can't sell 20K. YG got more buzz for a murder than he got for music. I'm sorry to say it, but somebody got to say it. Watch the party die. We watched his coast die.
Facts. YG is fries, bro. YG is, bro, he is fries. It's not looking good, bro. But that ain't Kendrick's fault, man. Bro, YG been out since what, 07? YG been in the game for what, 19 years now? Nah, YG, nah, bro. Hold on, bro. you can't be rapping your butt off for 19 years and still looking for another man to get you hot. Nah, I'm sorry, bro. That's not how this works. Nah. So, Ak, you cooking. you cooking. YG is fries. All right? The hottest thing about YG is the murder investigation. That's it. And eventually when the murder charges get brought, they'll probably be the highlight of like YG's last, 10 years? I can't tell you a hit record from YG in the last 10 years. I just can't. I'm sorry. But that ain't Dot's fault, man. That man been in the game for 19 years, bruh. If you need Kendrick to get you hot after 19 years, man, then you've been wasting your time. We gotta be real, bruh. We gotta be real, Ak. Who Dot got out here to co-sign? XXX Tentacion is quite possibly like a top 10 talent in hip hop of all time. XXX was on that trajectory to be where Drake at currently. X and Juice WRLD would have been like top 5 rappers right now. They would have been the big 3. So Dot co-signing like X was like a no-brainer. Listen, man, let's be fair here. Who do Kendrick has out here to co-sign? Who can Kendrick put his arms around as the next protege, man? Half these dudes is 40 and they underground rappers. So ain't nobody around here that he can co-sign. Now, again, y'all could probably say, hey, Dot, why you ain't co-signed Chef Boy yet? Dot probably don't take that type of music seriously. I mean, I'm just being real with y'all. I like the record. And y'all might hate me for this. I'll be real. Y'all might hate me for this. I feel like the person that he should co-sign, again, don't kill me for this, bruh. The person he should co-sign is Hitter J3, which only did. Hitter J3 is a good rapper. And I know y'all gonna kill me for it. Hitter J3 is a good rapper, bro. Hitter J3 knows how to rap, bro. Hitter J3 was a highlight verse on GNX. So if he should co-sign anybody, he should co-sign his blood cousin Hitter J3. Okay? Co-sign your blood cousin. But I can't blame Dot, man, for saying, hey, bro, I ain't got nobody to co-sign, bro. Who would I put my arms around? Tyler is already big. Doja already big. Yeet already established. Like Larry June already established. Ty Dolla $ign already established. Who got talent that I can put my arms around? I'll be real. Probably like Wally the Sensei and Kalen for real. Those two, if I'm Dot, I'm going all in. But Wally already signed to Travis Scott. He already got his thing going on. Kalen, Dot. Bro, Kalen is a superstar. Put your arms around Kalen. There you go. Put your arms around Kalen. Yo, Kalen for real is a superstar. With the Dot coast, if Dot really say, hey, Kalen, yo, bro, let's do a joint album. Bro, Kalen is out of here. Bro, Kalen is like a superstar if Dot do that.
At least when the coast was dead, Game threw that on his back. Carried it for a while. Try to help other artists. Black Wall Street. Try to grab this guy, that guy. Kendrick comes through TDE, gets mad at the contract. He didn't like that slave contract that Top put him in. Got you. He got out of there, made PG Lang. He gets the Infinity Stones. He's now the Black Messiah. He does good in the B versus Drake. He disappears. No help, no tweets, no nothing. To put it in perspective, and people might think this is completely normal, he spoke up more for a Florida artist back in the day. By the way, he should have. I actually give him credit for that. XXXTentacion, when he was going through stuff, he gave him more of a cosign, and even Kodak gave more of a cosign than he's ever given any of these other artists in LA. LA rap is dead. We got to be honest. It's dead. I'm like, again, I'm not on the West Coast, but who's popping? There's nobody on the West Coast. Well, they're going to tell me Tyler, the Creator. It's like, come on, bro. What about Tyler? What about Doja Cat? You know what I'm talking about, right? Let's not mince words here. You know what I'm talking about. We're talking about that circuit that kind of supports each other where, like think about the Atlanta circuit. Like the collaborations is very important. Anyway,
But that circuit don't exist on like on the West Coast because of gang culture, right? Right, because of the politics. Bro, Kendrick Lamar and Roddy Ricch ain't worked together for years because of the gang politics getting in the way. All right, once a Compton Pyru, once a Compton Crip. All right, it was not matching. You feel me, bro? Like it took years of politicking for them to finally work together. That's just a fact, right? So that circuit don't really exist. You kind of have to just look at who's popping. Doja Cat is the West Coast. Ty Dolla $ign is the West Coast. You know, Tyler is the West Coast. Yeet is the West Coast. Larry June is the West Coast. Right? So, you know, we can't take, okay. That's like me saying, who's popping in Atlanta? But don't mention Future, don't mention Thug, don't mention Baby, don't mention 21 Savage. All right? All right? All right? Don't mention Ken Carson. Like, you feel me? And who's next? You feel me? But y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What do you guys think about this, man? Is Akademiks correct? Is the West Coast music dead? I'm going to see you guys in this next video if you enjoyed this video where I break down how this really huge mistake that Blueface just made on stream recently is going to backfire badly. I'm going to see you guys in this Blueface video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.